Madusa became a two-time monster truck world champion they called the Queen of Carnage. 11-time champ Mickie James, she hit the recording studio instead. These WWE women went from the ring to lives nobody predicted. Some became school principals. One made it big in Hollywood. And speaking of Hollywood, let's kick things off with the woman who turned those famous legs into a whole empire. Stacy Keebler. Remember those legs that seemed to go on forever? Well, Stacy Keebler walked right out of WWE in 2006 and straight into Hollywood. She wasn't playing around either. Stacy showed up on hit shows like How I Met Your Mother, Psych, and George Lopez, proving she had way more range than just being a valet. Then she absolutely crushed it on Dancing with the Stars, finishing third in season 2. But here's where it gets interesting. After modeling for Maxim and Stuff and ranking high on their Hot 100 lists, Stacy switched gears completely. She got into philanthropy, supporting the American Cancer Society and after-school all-stars for children's education. Now she's a wellness entrepreneur who co-owns Caldera Plus Lab, a men's skincare line with her husband Jared Pobre. From legs that launched 1,000 ship jokes to launching skincare products, Stacy really did that. Speaking of women who completely flipped the script on their careers, AJ Lee. AJ Lee was different, like actually different. The three-time Divas champion walked away from WWE in 2015 at the top of her game. But instead of chasing another title, she picked up a pen. Her 2017 memoir, Crazy is My Superpower, became a New York Times bestseller, and it wasn't some fluff piece. She got real about growing up in poverty, dealing with family mental illness, and her own bipolar disorder diagnosis.
Growing up in my family, mental illness and depression was kind of seen as a weakness.
Now she's out here as an ambassador for NAMI and the Jed Foundation, giving keynote speeches and actually helping people. She even co-founded Scrappy Heart Productions with Amy Garcia to create diverse stories and serves as executive producer for WOW, Women of Wrestling. AJ turned her struggles into her superpower, and that's honestly the most boss move on this entire list. The woman went from skipping around the ring to changing how we talk about mental health. Now, if AJ's story hit you in the feels, wait until you hear about someone who dedicated her whole life to helping others. Molly Holly. Nora Greenwald, better known as Molly Holly, was always the good girl of WWE, two-time women's champion, super talented, fan favorite. But when she retired in 2005, she didn't chase fame or money. She chased purpose. Motivated by friends who died from drug overdoses, Molly joined Minnesota Teen Challenge, a faith-based residential rehab program. As a counselor, she now ministers to women and visits schools for prevention talks, drawing from her born-again Christian faith.
Good. All right. What do you want to say?
Thank you. Very welcome.
Before settling into this work, she actually lived in Guatemala volunteering at orphanages. That's not a publicity stunt, that's a whole lifestyle. She met her husband Gino Benchouf at the Teen Center in 2010. The WWE Hall of Famer still occasionally produces for WWE, but her real championship is helping young people beat addiction and find hope. From saving lives to teaching the next generation, this next woman took a completely different path. Shaniqua. Remember Linda Miles? She won Tough Enough Season 2 and became the intimidating Shaniqua in WWE. But after a storyline injury got her released in 2004, Linda went completely off the radar.
A lot of people like to ask me, like, why'd you leave? Why'd you leave? At the end of the day, you have to know yourself.
Turns out she went back home to Cincinnati and became a substitute teacher for public schools. She worked as a study hall teacher at Coleraine High School starting in 2007, but she didn't stop there. By 2024, she advanced to principal of a school in her hometown. The former Tough Enough winner also referees basketball games now, reconnecting with the sport she played at the University of Cincinnati. Mark Henry even shouted out her success in education during a 2024 interview. Linda went from being one of the most physically dominant women on WWE TV to shaping young minds. That's what we call a real-life character arc. Speaking of career pivots nobody saw coming, this next woman traded body slams for steering wheels. Madusa. Okay, this one is absolutely wild. Madusa didn't just find a new job, she found a whole new world.
She used to beat people up for a living. One day I got a call and said, "Hey, Deuce, you want to drive a monster truck?" I said, "Dude, I've never even seen one, never even been one, sure."
After her wrestling career wound down around 2000, she started driving monster trucks for Monster Jam. And she wasn't just participating, she was dominating. Madusa became the first woman to win 2 Monster Jam World Championships, freestyle in 2004 and racing in 2005.
They do have a nickname for for me, and that's called Queen of Carnage.
They called her the Queen of Carnage, and she was the second longest tenured female driver in the sport. She competed until 2018, even briefly returned in 2020 before the pandemic shut things down. Now she focuses on promotional roles, commentary, and inspiring future drivers. She also signed a 5-year deal with WWE for merchandise and appearances and released her autobiography, The Woman Who Would Be King, in 2023. From throwing women out of the ring to crushing cars, absolute legend behavior. While Madusa was crushing cars, another former champion was teaching women how to defend themselves. Torres. 3-time Divas champion, Eve Torres retired in 2013, but she didn't exactly slow down. She got super into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu while traveling with WWE and started training at the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Academy in Torrance, California. She eventually married her instructor, Renair Gracie, but that's not even the cool part. Eve became the head instructor for the Women Empowered program, a 15-lesson self-defense course designed specifically for women where size and strength don't matter. The program is now offered at 147 certified centers worldwide and focuses on de-escalation and empowerment. She's even taught seminars at the WWE Performance Center. On top of all that, she acts in films like Skip Trace and appeared on Supergirl. Eve took the toughness she built in WWE and turned it into something that empowers women everywhere. That's how you use your platform. From self-defense to serving coffee, this next former superstar's career change will surprise you. Lacey Evans. Macy Estrella Cadleck, known to WWE fans as Lacey Evans, left the company in August 2023 when her contract expired. But here's the thing, she's a U.S. Marine veteran who served as a military police officer before wrestling.
So since your time in the WWE, you've taken this on kind of as a project, do a lot of great things out here, a lot of great outreach programs. Is this something you've always wanted to open?
Absolutely.
So when she left WWE, she opened Sunny Summers Cafe in Beaufort, South Carolina, named after her daughters. The cafe serves pancakes, fresh donuts, milkshakes, and coffee, while featuring WWE memorabilia throughout. But it's more than just breakfast food. The cafe hosts Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous meetings and addresses mental health and veterans issues in the community. She runs it with her husband and also manages Airbnbs and properties on the side. Lacey has made it clear she has no plans to return to wrestling full-time. She's focused on breaking cycles and building something meaningful for her family and community. From community building to pursuing a passion for music, this next champion followed her heart. Mickie James. Mickie James is an 11-time world champion, which is insane. But what's equally impressive is her country music career that she's been building since 2009. She dropped her debut album Strangers and Angels in 2010 and followed up with Somebody's Gonna Pay in 2013 under E1 Music Nashville, featuring the track Hardcore Country. She relocated to Nashville for songwriting and performances while still doing WWE and TNA runs. Her music draws from her Virginia roots and equestrian background, with songs reflecting personal stories. She's performed at events like Country Fest and even opened for Big and Rich, but she hasn't fully left wrestling behind. She's currently signed to OVW as creative director in 2024. Mickie also incorporates her Native American heritage from the Powhatan tribe into her philanthropy work. The woman really said she can have it all, and honestly, she does. Speaking of doing it all, this next woman went from the ring to the business world. Victoria. Lisa Marie Varon, known as Victoria in WWE and Tara in TNA, was a 2-time women's champion and 5-time TNA Knockouts champion. After retiring from wrestling in 2019, she went full entrepreneur mode. In 2008, she and her then-husband opened Black Widow Customs, a custom car shop in Louisville, Kentucky, named after her finishing move. The shop specialized in vehicle modifications but tragically got destroyed in a suspicious fire in 2010 right before Christmas. But Victoria didn't quit. She opened the Squared Circle, a wrestling-themed restaurant in Chicago's Lincoln Park in 2013, serving gourmet burgers, pizzas, and craft beers with wrestler appearances. The restaurant closed in 2017 amid her divorce. Despite the setbacks, Victoria kept pushing forward with guest wrestling spots and overcoming personal health issues. Her entrepreneurial spirit is truly unmatched. And finally, one more woman who completely transformed her career path. Vickie Guerrero. Everyone knows that voice. Excuse me. Vickie Guerrero, widow of the legendary Eddie Guerrero, left WWE in 2014 after nearly a decade of being one of the most effective heel managers ever. But what she did next is wild. She pursued medical administration and got certified as a medical office administrator, joining a pharmaceutical company to process patient treatments and work with doctors. She didn't stop there. In 2019, she earned a Bachelor of Science in Healthcare Administration from Herzing University. Since then, she shifted gears again. opening Travel with Vickie, her own travel agency. She also hosts the podcast Excuse Me, The Vickie Guerrero Show, and made sporadic wrestling appearances, including a run in AEW until 2023. Vickie proved you can reinvent yourself at any age and in any field, from screaming "excuse me" to helping patients get treatment. What a journey. Which of these divas surprised you the most? Leave your answers in the comment section. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click on one of the suggested videos on your screen right now for more amazing content.